I've had one now for over 7 years, and to be perfectly honest, you either love them or you hate them. I mean, it's a brick on 4 wheels. It does 14 to 18 to the gallon. It's uncomfortable, but it's got something. And unless you've got one, unless you've got that something, I can't explain it.
In the gathering gloom of dusk, 3 men met at the top of a disused quarry in the heart of England. Their task? To put the final touches on plans for a massive 3-day celebration, a fitting tribute to man's 40-year love affair with the Land Rover, and a celebration that was to see one of the largest ever gatherings of Land Rovers in one place. History was about to be made. It seemed, as the sun shone on the packed campsite at Trentham Gardens in the heart of the English Potteries that Saturday morning, that this, the most prestigious of all the year's 4x4 events, was destined for success.
Well, it's the weekend of the year, isn't it, for all the Rover clubs? Everybody from all over the country. It's the biggest meeting of the year. So it's the one meeting that everybody tries to get to. And as you can see, virtually everybody's here, I think. It's anything to do with Land Rover. And of course, the fact is, it's the 40th anniversary as well.
It's the one event to be at. Everybody comes from sort of nationwide to come here and abroad. And if you can do well here, you can crack it, you know. That's the idea, anyway. So, yeah, it's just good competition, good people. What more can you ask for?
Marvellous.
Yeah, and we're getting good weather as well.
Basically, when it started, the booking started coming in December. It was very slow. But as time went on, it built up. And I was very surprised at the interest in this year's event, to the point that I feel that I spent probably 3 full working weeks just doing booking in the evenings till 2 o'clock in the morning, up at 6. And thankfully, I've got a very understanding wife, thankfully. I hope she's still the same at the end of this weekend. We've got them from Germany, from Holland, from Denmark, Switzerland, Norway. You know, we've even got a gentleman in a little bivouac tent who's come all the way over from the States. You know, I think it's fantastic.
They came from everywhere, and they all had their stories to tell.
Well, what happened with this one? I think this was one particular bank. We went down a bank into a ditch, and that was the end of the window. Possibly that was on a tree somewhere on the same route. But this is the second one I've had, The first one we demolished in one sort of attempt at getting around a cane on a trial in Trython in North Wales, and we slipped down a hill and it went over sort of 3 times and landed on its roof, and that was the end of the Land Rover. So we rebuilt it, and here it is, and away we go. But yeah, every dint tells a story. It's it's a bit horrifying, really, you know. Yeah.
Breakfast over, the anticipation mounted as entrants lined up for the first event of the weekend, the road-taxed vehicle trials sponsored by Pirelli. 150 enthusiastic competitors, not all of whom could put that enthusiasm into words.
What's this about taking the family motor off off-road racing?
How are we going to do this?
Split them up to here.
First,
You split them up,
there was
have
the
you?
intricate task of counting the
You've all been paired
marshals.
up. Well, can you go with the team leaders that you're with so that we can see who's left over?
Andy!
Team leaders, can you tell me how many you've got in your respective groups? One. Hang on, just let's start from this end. One. Who hasn't got any at all? Two's going to have to be there.
But at last, the magnificent sight of nearly 150 Land and Range Rovers convoying off to the various sections of the course. The road-taxed vehicle trial, or RTV as it's known, is essentially a non-damaging exercise in skill. Drivers take their vehicles through 12 specially laid out sections, which on this occasion included mud, water, forest floor, and various humps and bumps. Hopefully, though, no dreaded tree branches to gouge holes in that beloved aluminium. Experienced trialers know that if the section can be cleared by one vehicle, then it can be cleared by all, if your skill is sufficient.
Hang on, there we are. Is the back door open? Is the back door unlocked?
The nice thing about getting stuck in public is that there's always a helping hand or two to get you out of the proverbial, if not the embarrassment.
You ready? Okay.
The trick in trialling is to keep going whatever. For if you so much as creep to a halt, the eagle-eyed marshal will spot it and the run comes to an end. Poles or canes are numbered 1 to 12 and you score accordingly. Points are totalled on each section and the highest score at the end of the day determines the winner.
You could do it. I've got confidence.
10, 9 and 8 and 7 go up the bank. Then you go round that tree and down this side and then up the side of the next. So go on.
The RTV was to run all day. But meantime, in another part of the forest,
And that is your start gate again.
Same gate again.
The same gate again.
The only problem
As
is
soon as the vehicle
it?
stop down the bottom on the control descent, that's when the clock will stop.
And where can you put your winch vehicle? It's got to be
Anywhere.
in here. Or
Anywhere within this tape.
in here. Yeah, not the other side of that tape there.
Well, I'll move that tape if you're a bit iffy on that.
No, it's up to you. You're the clerk of the
Yeah,
but no, the problem is you've got ordinary road tyres on.
Don't want it moved.
Ordinary road tyres.
after the-
Well, what I'll do is I'll move that fence back.
That's his problem, getting to
Yeah, that's fair comment. I'll move that fence back to the other side of the road, so he's got the road. He's still got to come out that gate, whatever happens.
We can park on the road now then.
Yeah? Yeah. And then you've got that much more room, and you can use the bank then to chuck your rear wheels. Okay then, gentlemen.
Why doesn't it make a noise then?
Let's have a first motor.
winching events have always held a particular fascination for Land Rover owners, perhaps for the very good reason that the true exponent of the art of winching can always pull himself or others out of a tight spot.
Backside down there.
This rather battered example of the famous vehicle from Solihull was later to be well and truly crumpled when one over-enthusiastic team forgot to turn the power off.
Come on! Come on! That's it. Stopped. 2:15. 2 minutes 15 seconds.
Whatever it is registering on the faces of these would-be mountain climbers, it is not fear. But 80 feet of quarry-side cliff? I mean, would you?
I've done 2 recoveries in the past, but I certainly wouldn't attempt that. We don't know exactly the true course of it yet, but we normally start off and one goes round the obstacle and starts pulling from the top, and the other one has to drive up as far as he can. There's a 5-foot step at the top, and he's got to pull me up over the top, but we've got a 5-foot step halfway up, or 3 foot at the top, and there's only a distance then from sort of 25, 30 yards for him to pull me tight, and he'll chuck the rope down, hitch on, and just give it as much weight as possible.
The general idea of team recovery is that each team of 2 vehicles pulls each other out of an impossible situation. In this case, clerk of the course Colin Parks had devised a brute of a section. The cliff face was considered to be so tough, particularly the last 5-foot ledge, that some teams withdrew, not out of lack of courage exactly, but because in a tough event like this one, you must have compatible machinery, otherwise damage to transmissions and couplings can be expensive. This event was held against the clock, so, if you'll pardon the pun, there was no hanging around.
A long rope, that. Hey, throat's broken. Got the short one? Right.
Overall winners for this event were the Boydell brothers, who literally stormed to victory. 40 years ago, the first Land Rovers were launched at the Amsterdam Motor Show of 1948, and Maurice Wilkes' creation burst upon a post-war world hungry for development, and a vehicle that would go where no other had gone before. Everyone wanted a Land Rover: farmers, foresters, and police forces. Demands for the vehicle mushroomed, and agreements to build under license were granted to Belgium and Spain. At its height, the humble Land Rover was being assembled in more than 30 countries around the world. These days, at rallies, trials and meetings, the Concours d'Elegance is always a crowd catcher. Just to see them, feel them, touch them, smell them, it's good for the soul, it seems. Everyone just talks Land Rovers. And then there are the judges.
That's a novel modification here.
Yeah.
Oh, wrong car.
Yeah, rubber.
River car.
What's this?
General.
That's for the winch. Oh,
The winch. Oh, yeah, you've got another one here, John. This one. That's all right. Okay.
Right.
Finished.
Original engine as well. Do you want to start it?
Yeah. We've got to listen to it with the lid down. Sorry.
Cool.
I'll let it go. I'll let it go because I've got my hands down. It's all right.
Forget about that slipping for that, wouldn't you?
No, I shan't. No. Come on, Brian. Dash in.
What are the seats out?
Well, I was in the St John's and they're out of an ambulance.
Are they?
Yes.
Yeah. They look ideal for this vehicle.
Well, yeah, they're out of an ambulance.
They're beautiful.
Yeah,
You
there you
know.
go.
It's not the original steering wheel.
It's a Metro.
Metro wheel, yeah.
I can't drive it with the big wheel.
No.
Very difficult.
I believe it. I've got one of those on my trailer.
Well, my hands are all a little.
Yes, I
and
know.
I kept knocking my elbow on the door.
Okay, we all done nearly.
Can I get out?
We're delighted to be able to tell you that the Lancashire and Cheshire members who lost their dog have been told that it has been found in the bar of all places on the Trentham estate.
All of you people that are just coming back off the road tax vehicle trial must be very thirsty. There's drinks available in the marquee, but you're going to have to wait until 7 o'clock when the bar opens again.
We were rather worried when we went to bed because had it rained all night and all day, just getting 225 motors around the course here would have been a major nightmare. But everybody's smiling. It's you know, it can go on all day, and we shall love it.
In the event of a draw, the vehicles involved in the draw, which will only include first, second and third places in each group, will start again round all the sections at section 1 in a sudden death manner. They won't do all the lot, they will go until we have a decision. Okay?
I think it's machine against the elements, isn't it?
The national trial proved to be the most popular event of the weekend, with a full entry of more than 200 vehicles. The organisers had started a reserve list as far back as March, and it's reckoned that this was probably the greatest Land Rover trial that has ever taken place. To win in this event was to know that you were good.
Trialing, the object is to get as far through the section as possible, all the way through is the ideal, without dropping any penalty points whatsoever.
Trialing requires skill and a well set up machine, as well as that elusive quality, patience. For those who witness trialing for the first time, it often seems that the drivers make their vehicles do the impossible. Is it very difficult?
As you've seen, there's a lot of motors getting it wrong. There's one over my shoulder here that's nicely stuffed up a tree. Just lack of control on the downhills or the wrong line, too much power, not enough power, braking in the wrong spot can just be disaster.
And what about the environment?
We do our best to do as little damage as possible. Unfortunately, 4x4 is growing in its popularity, and consequently a lot of manufacturers are selling their vehicles as go-anywhere vehicles, which means that lots of people without any experience are going off the road, churning up farmers' land, etc., which is not really what we want to do. As an organisation, we have codes of practice. We try to abide by those to do the minimum amount of damage. But obviously on an event like this, we have told the landowner what is happening. He's quite happy with it.
Show us what you have to drive with one arm.
A steering ball, that's it.
How do you change gear and work it like that?
Well, the steering itself's very heavily dampened. The big shockers on the front. I chat with my knees, so I can lock it up. That's why the cockpit's all designed it around myself.
Do you find it difficult?
Well, I've been doing it in nearly 9 years now, so you get used to it.
Can I be very rude and ask how you lost your arm?
Motorbike accident.
So you went from motorbiking to this, eh?
Yeah. It's a sport I've been accepted in by a lot of people, and it's good fun. It's a bit safer in beside this as well.
Very good luck to you, sir.
Thanks very much.
Thank you. 95! What's the 200?
Did it gone through?
Yeah.
As it happens. It'll be 40 plastics. Okay. Thank you. No excuses. Driver error. There you go. If he gets back end round now, he'll do it. Oh no, it's slid across, hasn't it? Yeah. Because it should have been up there. It must be bad up there. Oh well. C'est la vie.
All day long they toiled up the slopes and down in the gullies of the Trentham Gardens forest. At first, the weather was beautiful sunshine that filtered down through the treetop canopy. But later, the heavens were to open, and a heavy downpour of rain quickly turned the leaf mould into a slippery mass. But rain or shine, nothing could interfere with the fun. Meanwhile, back in the steaming campsite, it was time to make a few running repairs, peer cautiously out of the caravan at the weather, or just rest those weary feet, ready for the short walk to the beer tent, and one of the 4,000 pints of beer consumed that weekend. Some would drink to remember, and some would drink to forget. But one thing was for certain: the next day would see the start of the competition safari.
You looking forward to it?
Yeah.
You worried?
Yeah. Yes. Shitting a stick.
and the second.
For Reg Smith, the start of the 1988 competition safari was the realization of a dream. For as clerk of the course, he had spent the last 6 months of his life carefully plotting and planning the twisting, tortuous route. It was a real car buster. Nearly 4.5 miles of bumps and crunches that wound through the Trentham estate like a switchback, on a circuit that varied its surface from sand, rock, heather, leaf mold, and plain ordinary mud. To say that it was a tough circuit would be an understatement. And after heavy rainfalls had deposited hailstones over most of the course, several alterations had to be made as vehicles became stuck on slopes that had been difficult in the dry, but became impassable in the wet. From the start, it was apparent that there would be a high dropout rate as the course took its toll. Towards the end of the event, of every 10 vehicles starting from the line, only 3 would return. And yet, this is all grist to the mill for the seasoned competition safari racer. The chance to wind your machine up to 80+ miles per hour on the fast backstraight. The sheer exhilaration of getting it right, of all that power. You need courage and skill, grim determination, and bags of luck if you're to succeed in this sport. To win, you must be very good, for it's easy to bust your car. To finish is much, much harder.
You're going down into the trees and the speed's determined literally by the mud. You've got to take your time. There's just no way you're going to get any advantage down there. Because if you try anything, you're just straight into a tree, and there's quite a few motors down there that's proving it at the moment.
What do you drive, Ted?
I don't know, I was navigating.
Are you a navigator? What's that like? That must be the worst job in the world.
I prefer it, because you can sit back and enjoy it. You don't have to concentrate on driving and what's happening. You sit back and have a look of terror on your face, isn't it? It's much more fun.
Are you going to go again?
Oh yeah.
How many times?
Well, they ask for 5, I go for 5. There's a lot of lads here I don't think will make 5. I might be one of them, you never know. I might, the next lap out I might hit a tree. There's nothing more magnetic to a tree than a Land Rover for some reason.
And so, as the survivors of Reg Smith's safari completed their final runs, the 1988 ARC National drew to an end. It had been an amazingly successful event, attended by hundreds of competitors and many thousands more spectators, all drawn by that strange and intangible feeling that most find hard to explain. Man's love affair with the Land Rover.
It's a fact, everybody that's had one knows what the love affair's about. And if you haven't owned one, then all you can see is a rough and noisy old tractor of a car. You can't understand what it's about. It's as simple as that.